Hello and welcome back to round 3 of the Manufacturers Cup at the Deep Forest Raceway of the online qualifiers. If you are new around here, make sure you check out the last 2 rounds on my channel, as they were good races, especially the last one with us finishing first place. Our first ever first place in wet race conditions. Round 3 race details are as follows. We were at the Deep Forest Raceway for a 7-minute qualifying session and a 20-lap race. There was some strategy to this race. There was a mandatory pit stop, but you didn't have to change your tyres. You was only allowed to use one tyre compound, which were the racing hards. So the strategies started to vary. We didn't need to take any fuel on, as the cars were already fueled for the whole race. So the strategies were as follows. You could basically go into the pits, not swap your tyres, and get a 5-second advantage due to the cutscenes of changing the tyres. Or you could have changed your tyres, lost the 5-second advantage, and then been faster throughout the later laps when you pit, as the tyre wear was going off. So I think coming around lap 15 you were a lap faster than the cars that didn't pit. So it was all anybody's game really. There was no correct or right strategy for this race, and it made for good racing, but unfortunately the quality of the people in the race wasn't to be desired, as there was a lot of contact and I just couldn't get the result. I didn't have enough time to practice, as working a full-time job and then coming home to these, it's a pretty tough challenge in itself, but nonetheless I enjoy it, and here's the video for you guys. Starting off race 1 of the night then, we done 3 races altogether. We done the 7, 8 and 9 entry times, as we qualified P14 in this race. We're just going to head down to the first corner then. It was a difficult race. I struggled to find my rhythm throughout all 3. So just for you guys, don't be expecting any greatness tonight, but there were a few overtakes. There was some good racing. As we see the Super Leds going wide out of T1. Going up to the hill. These were it's a nice track. It's a fictional track, but it is a good track, and it's been in Gran Turismo for years. As we see the McLaren just going wide there, rejoining, not in a bad manner, but we were a little bit too focused on him running to the back of the Subaru in front. Nothing race damaging for either of us, so apologies there. Just a little bit of contact. As we go down here, this was quite a good part of the track. You could carry quite a lot of speed, but if you missed your braking point here, or you messed it up, you'd set you up bad for this long straight here. Taking too much curb, you'd get a penalty, and it'd just be atrocious then, because the penalty line here, it's not the worst on the calendar, as it's quite close to the last corner, so you don't really lose too many positions, depending on what kind of penalty you get, time penalty you get. Just as we have a little bit of contact with Supra, getting a little bit pushy there. Going down into the final corner of the hairpin then. I lost a lot of time here. I just couldn't get to grips with it all night. Even as we got to race 3, I was still losing a lot of time here, making a lot of mistakes in it. I think I should have had a bit more time to practice. If I would have been, probably would have had a better result. But it is a track for tight racing as well, so we've got a lot to improve on, as we're not very used to it. Being a B-rated driver, so we're gonna climb through it this year and hopefully take you guys on the journey. You can see going into T1 here, cars getting out of shape. I just pay too much attention on what's going on around me, and I take deep lines and start losing out. So as we get hit in the back here, and then we go into the Subaru, I'm not happy there, as you can see, hands in the air. So we're going to go on board with the McLaren here as we're going down into T1. All the carnage unfolds, it's all on board with me. So we're over on the right hand side now of the track, and the Subaru goes off, and as he rejoins, I go to the right hand side to try and give him some space. And obviously I take a bit too much track and run into that McLaren. And just jumping back from my point of view, not trying to justify it, but I was trying to get over and give him some space after just punting him off. So yeah, I technically ruined that guy's race, so apologies for that. A bit of very sloppy driving on my half. Cutting back later in the lap then, we go to the bridge section, come up here, nail the braking point, but we get on the accelerator a little bit too early, take too much curb and spin out. There's no translation needed for what I was saying in the camera, but we finished this race in P15, net last position, but obviously there was DNF because there's normally 16, so yeah, bit gutted there, as you can see in the camera down below. The mental wasn't very good after this race. Round 3, race 2. Can't go much worse than race 1 did. We're just lined up here. We qualified in P11, and I'm just going to show you the whole run through of lap 1, as we always do. Yeah, the quality again. not been great, but we're just going to go through this race now and show you guys what happens. So we go down into T1, got a guy looking to make a move on the inside, backs out as we just struggle to find a little bit of grip and traction to get out of the corner. So he's already putting us under a lot of pressure. He backs out here. He knows he hasn't got the position where he wants to be. As we just have a spinner there going into the S's here. Just make a bit of contact into the back of the Genesis there. Going through the tunnel section. It's quite an intricate part as we get a little bit of contact from behind again. Just puts us a little bit wide, but we managed to just hold on and just get a line through there that we can manage. Heading down here to the bridge section. Nice on the brakes, managed to keep the speed, managed to get the car stopped well, get to the apex, great, use a lot of the curb, have to back off here otherwise run the risk again of running back into the Genesis. So yeah, not a great start to the race. We just give a little love tap to the Porsche there. Yeah, always a little bit of contact for me, especially in the straights, but if I just let off, it's going to lose a lot of time, especially on a straight like this. As we just go a bit cautious into here, we don't want to make any contact with anybody, but nobody cares about us. They go to the back of us again, push us wide off the track. Yeah, just absolute racing standards. Yeah, I think with a game like this, you're gonna get it a lot, but you've got to settle down. You've got to get on with it. You can't go into a race expecting too much. So yeah, that's just the end of lap 1 there. Not great, not bad. Are you taking the piss? As you guys hear then, we're not very happy with the contact that we just received from behind, and it was just consistent throughout these races. I thought they'd have been a bit better than the daily races, but they aren't, and then we just lose control of the car there, we're losing mental, and it was just really hard to find a good mind frame for the rest of the race. But that's pretty much the end of the race for us really, just managing to claw back a few positions, ending on P12. Yeah, at this point I was like, do I even want to go into race 3? It's just starting to wear me down after having a full day at work as well. Race 3, round 3, lap 1, we managed to qualify in P6 for this race, so it was a huge improvement on where our previous races had started. It was a decent race. This was our best race of the night by far. I was in a bad headspace going into this race after receiving the results that we did in the last 2, but I thought we're going to have to go again. There's no way we can end on them race results. It was just a horrible night, and I've learnt a lot from this process. So always took the good things that we can from the negatives, where we're going wrong and what we can do better. So it's always good to have a learning curve and have that reason to push. It's going to make you a better driver. As we just go through here, car in P3 picking up a 0.5 second penalty. Going into the bridge section here then, looking to see, get a little bit squirrely on the exit of there, just taking a little bit too much of the inside curve with the power, just unsettling the car. Not a great thing to do coming down this back straight, as you need to carry a lot of speed. As you can see, the front pack is pulling away from us. And then obviously if you get it all wrong, you lose a lot of time in the hairpin section as well, as P3 just drops back into P5 after that penalty. The Porsche in P3 diving a bit too deep, and the Lambo running to the side of Mitsubishi here on its DMAT as we go to look to make a move on the inside here. We've got our nose alongside the back of his car, and we just head down to the final straight here. I think DMAT just backs out, gives us a bit of the racing room. Heading to end out lap 1, a bit of a better lap 1 compared to the other races. I will take that. Lap 2 always seems to be our bogey lap. We always seem to do some form of mistake when we go through, so hopefully we can get this nice and clean, but it wouldn't be us if we didn't. Hitting the wall there and then just getting hit from the guy. I thought I'd left enough space on the inside for him to take the move, but obviously not, as somebody picks up a 0.5 time penalty, and then we drop down back into 10th position here. So yeah, we always have some sort of doom and gloom with our situations. I seem to always make that mistake. Lap 2 especially, I just don't know what it is. I think I'm cursed. Just heading down into the hairpin then, looking to see if anyone's going to make any mistakes here. We get lunged on here, so we drop back into 11th. Beautiful move, doing a bit of contact there. Couldn't really defend that or expect anything, as Popsy in front of us picked up a 0.5 second time penalty. Just heading down to the final straight now. Just going to take him on the inside here. Nothing too extravagant about that overtake. I think it was just one of them that needed to be done, and we had the speed coming out of the corner on him. As we go here into T1, are we going to get left of space? Is the contact going to be made? Yeah, we're all fine. No contact, space left just in case he wanted it. No, so he backs out of that, and then that's that position successfully taken. Then back into 10th position now as we head up to here, gaining on the back of the GTR in front of us. Just managing to get a good line through here. Not as quick as we'd have hoped to have been, but it's good enough just as we take it here. You don't want to cross over on that white line, because if you do, as you see, the GTR then gets all out of shapes. A little bit of an error here. I thought I had passed him, I obviously hadn't. Just taking a little bit of contact on the back bumper, and again pushing us back down into P11. I just can never seem to find the rhythm or the momentum when it comes to these races, just to escape that kind of situation and move better into the race. I think it's the consistency that we're currently lacking. As we're hearing Poppy's going to serve the 0.5 second time penalty, which will then give us P10 back temporarily or permanently. We'll see. As we go to the hairpin here, yeah, nothing going there, no one making any adventurous lines. As you see the Peugeot off in front, and then the GTR getting up to the curb. I thought he was going to come straight back onto the race line, but he didn't. He turned off and he left some space, so fair play to him for that, as we don't have to compromise our racing line or speed going down the final straight here. So a sloppy start, but then we were able to make a few overtakes, and hopefully we can continue with this progress. Jumping to the start of lap 8 then, we are in a battle for P7. As you see, the Ferrari just takes us on the inside here. He was pretty slow into T1 here, and then he was wider on the exit, and it was just compromising our line. We had to let off. We lost a bit of time here for sure in this process, as we were just following him. We have the pressure as well from the other German behind us in 9th. So it was really starting to heat up into this part of the race now. We was with a pack that everybody was just jostling for position, as the German in front just going wide, and then us struggling to find the power out of the corner as well, taking it wide, a bit of understeer, coming down towards the bridge section. We've always a love-hate relationship with this. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you can get it wrong, but here we managed to just get it right and get on the power nicely. Gives us a good exit for the straight, running straight behind DP here, looking for the overtake before we get to the hairpin. So we're going to cut to the left-hand side of him here for the inside line of the corner, and hopefully we have no coming together into the hairpin here, as we just cut back over to get that better racing line so we can hit the apex here. We slow the car down a bit so that we cover off, no switch back, and then we have a look back, and we heard all the contact, and the Peugeot seemed to have got in the mix there, picking himself a penalty in the process, I think. Rounding off at the last corner to lap 9 then, we're going to start our pits now. So we're going to come in just for the start of lap 10. We're going to stay on the mediums because it was the only tyre you were allowed to use. As I said, hards earlier in the intro. We didn't need to take any fuel. I decided I wanted to get onto a fresher set of mediums. I just wanted to see if people would stay on the mediums and run them into the ground, and if we could make some pace up. It was our first time actually getting into the pits and being in a decent enough position above P10 for a change, and it doesn't feel like a very detrimental pit stop here, especially like we're not taking on any fuel or anything. It's just a quick tyre change. It was only a 5-second loss to putting tyres on and people not. It wasn't mandatory pit stops. Even if you didn't change your tyres, you still had to stop in the race. And yeah, it just added a bit of strategy to the race. It added a bit of variety as well. Like, not everybody was on the same strategy. I saw a lad go into the pits at lap 5. So yeah, it varied for everybody, and it was a good time. Coming on to the final straight then to conclude our out lap. There's one more car that's in the pit there, so we take P12 here as we just conclude the out lap, starting lap 11 and taking that position off of DP there. And then going down into lap 12, we can see 2 more players are in the pit, or 4 more players are in the pit, sorry, and then that puts us up to P8. So yeah, we're managing to claw back the positions to where we left off. So we went in the pit on P8 and we come back out P8. So yeah, it's not a terrible pit, no loss. It looked like we gained on DP by 3 seconds, and then just much happened then. Coming down onto lap 18, we start to chew into the race now. I think we got onto the better tyres, everybody else's tyres. I don't think they changed as we make contact here, and I honestly don't know what happened, but I tried to keep my track by hitting the front of his car because it was my fault, but I don't understand like the line there, because in my head it looked like he was going wide, because he took the entry to the corner so shallow, so I thought he was going to go for wide direction, but he didn't. He cut back in, and yeah, I just unfortunately went into the side of him, probably a bit optimistic in that move there. Never mind, we're going down onto lap 19 then. We are chasing this pack in front. We're trying to get as many positions as we can, obviously as cleanly as we can. That's why I tried to keep him on track. I didn't want to ruin his race, especially with him being this far into the race. Lap 19, so I would have waited for him regardless if he would have spun out then. So yeah, we're just going here. He gets on the white side. It's a little bit slippier over that white line there. That's why we will say to avoid it here. I don't know, there was always waving a green flag, that steward there, so I don't know if the game was bugged out, but he was always waving the green flag. As we come into here then, we're looking to try and carry all of our speed out of it, but we're a bit slow on exit this time round, but I think that our tyre wear is better than Dima's in front, so we're just chasing towards the hairpin. No gain really to be made here, and then just bearing in mind, let's not lunge it down. We don't want a repeat of what happened last lap. There's a lot more track that we can overtake on here, as he just goes for the defensive line on the inside. We slow it down, and we're looking. So see, that was more of the line I was expecting to have taken the last lap, but it wasn't so. So we're just going to head down here then, and we're going to go onto the final lap, lap 20. From where we started and from where all the races were going, I will take this result tonight. It's been one of them races. It's been grinding me down. So we just look for a move here. We go to the outside, make him think that we're going to go around the outside, but then we switch it back to the inside, and we get power nice and early, leave a bit of space on the track. But I think that what happened there was Dima just got onto the dirt and tried putting the power down and spun us out. I couldn't be mad about that. It's just one of them racing incidents. Cars all damaged both left and right. Fair enough to Dima, he did wait for us. But yeah, it was a bit of a travesty. Like, was having a good race, and for it to just go down like that, it hurt a lot. That concludes the races then. We finished 14th for our last and final race of the night. Unfortunately, you win some, you lose some. We can't always stay on top of the world. As you saw, we had 2 podiums in the previous, but then this one we finished back in the grid. And that's just how it is. And that's it, guys, then. So here are the standings after 3 rounds. So we're first in Birmingham still. We're still second in the West Midlands. We dropped a few places in the manufacturer standing, and we dropped a few places in the regional ranking. I hope to see you guys in round 4, where we take on the Nürburgring. Catch you guys in the next one, and thanks for watching.